So it's real cold today, 25 degrees. And that's, you know, that's honestly not too bad for December. But it's supposed to drop to -2. So we're apparently getting some kind of like snowpocalypse, another blizzard. You know, of course they ramp it up in the news and get everybody scared, so they're out buying salt and snow shovels. Well, we got plenty of snow shovels, and I went ahead and bought a bag of salt, even though I don't see the point in putting it down sometimes. But if it makes my wife happy and nobody slips and falls, it's a good day. But what I'm out here doing today is I'm trying to get the animals, just make sure that they have water into their heated bowls, have plenty of water, have plenty of food, and that they have a nice, warm, safe place to be. They need a little bit of care from us. And sometimes, like with the chickens and the ducks, that isn't a whole lot. Mainly they just need water. Need open water because they have no way to access it. As you can see here, it's completely frozen. And so I have my heated little tub here that they've drained dry, bone dry. And so we need to fill that up. Got to get the dogs fresh water and just get everything kind of taken care of. Got some new bedding. The wife got some bedding, and we're gonna put that in there for them, just to give mainly for the ducks. They're insulated, you know, because the ducks don't get up on the perch, they sit on the ground, so they're a little bit more apt to be colder sitting on the ground, which when they're getting this coop right here. So when all the chickens and all the ducks are inside this coop, it's pretty large, but their body heat does drop the temperature. I mean, it feels like like I can physically feel, you know, just from having the wind blocked, I can feel the difference. We'll put some more pine bedding down just to give the ducks something to lay on, and we'll give them a good, you know, amount of food, so they got plenty of food. It won't last very long if you get in it there, ducky. It's pretty cold out here for the little guy. Gonna go get all the feed and the bedding that we picked up from the store. We use the tractor, get it where it needs to be. That way when it gets real cold, we don't have to be trudging through the snow. You can set up everything to where you don't have to walk, or you can walk as little as possible. When it's icy like this, you have a little bit less chance of slips and falls. So we're going to try to make everything as easy as we possibly can. So when we do have this snow and ice and this cold, we can just go out, get them the bare minimum that they need. Good boy. Are they scary big dogs? They like to play. You're good girls. You're good girls. Just like you're a good boy. Here you go. Here you go. Is that pretty good? Taste tester. Taste tester. Here you go, buddy. Good girls, we're kicking. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Good girls. It's really a battle trying to get them to lay eggs the right spot. They like to just lay them wherever. Trying to try different things, keep everything as clean and comfortable as possible for them. I got a few ideas I haven't been able to get to yet, like putting a perch in the front, maybe making it easier for them to jump up on the perch, and then, you know, that way they're kind of, they don't have to just jump up onto the nest, so they have a little bit of a, I don't know, seems like they just like to jump up onto a perch, and then they can lay their eggs in the nest or whatever. I don't know. It's something worth trying. Just basically put a stick along this front here, and it'll give them something to perch onto. Might try that next to get some time. It won't take too long, but for now, they just keep their bedding clean, keep everything nice and warm. So I just move this stuff that they've been sitting in and kind of pooped in, just put it on the floor. It's kind of like a deep layer bedding. We just let them go. You know, we lay down a good amount of bedding, and then, you know, they'll poop in it or whatever, it'll pile up. Then we'll layer on another one. Keeps the smell down, keeps the flies down, keeps the bugs away, and it works pretty well for us. Put some of this new fresh smell stuff in here. I don't know that they care about what it smells like, but we sure do. And it's a little bit more fluffy, a little comfortable. It's dry, so a lot of that stuff that's wet, because it's so cold, it will freeze, and so it's not that comfortable. But this is all kiln dried bedding and pine, so it's super dry, so we can put this in there now. And even though it's cold outside, you know, until they soil it, it should be nice and dry for them and not, you know, frosted over. Save enough for the dogs and for the rabbits. Oh, hi there, buddy. There you go. Most of the stuff's falling off the bottom, but hey, that bigger stuff's staying there, so at least to give them something. My wife got tired of asking me to put something up here, so she's got all these bags shoved up here, which would be a great wind blocker and snow blocker. So I get a lot of stuff going on, and I don't always get what I need to done, but I'm always getting something done. But I have a really hard time trying to focus on one thing at a time, and it's like I just focus on 1,000 things at once, and like nothing gets done. You girls want to go? Get in. Good girls. All right, but don't poop in the back of my truck. All right? All right. Well, you're the prettiest firewood cutter I ever seen. We have this big dead oak here. I have no idea what I'm gonna find inside of it, but I'm hoping that it has a lot of, like, it's still real dense, has a lot of BTUs, and can produce a lot of heat. It looks fairly solid just from the outside, so I can see, you know, there's some bark rubbing off and stuff like that. It's been standing here dead for several years, but on the inside it's started to dry out, but it's not, hopefully not rotting. We hope for that. If it is rotting, I might just cut it down for nothing, but the only way to figure it out is to get inside of there. So you can see by my foot here that this thing is quite big. I can't quite wrap my arms around it, around the whole thing. So I want it to fall that way towards the truck. The truck's parked way up there out of the way, because this thing is very tall and very heavy. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut into the tree on the side that I want it to fall. And then I'm going to cut downwards and make a wedge shape. I'm going to kick that wedge out, and so it'll leave basically this huge like area here, kind of like a V-shaped area. It's going to be flat like this and then come up like this. And so it's going to be a hinge, right? Because when I come from the backside here, I'm going to cut into it, and it's going to have the it's going to want to tilt on that hinge, so all the weight is going to be over the top of that wedge. And so what I want to try to do is to get it to go that way, which it's pretty much up and down, so it's not really leaning any which way, but I want it to go that way. So I'm going to cut my wedge on this side on the way that I want it to go. So I don't know what the camera picked up, but make a long story short, the tree wanted to fall in the exact opposite direction that I wanted it to fall, which was a safe direction, so it wasn't that big of a deal. So I started to cut from the side with my chainsaw in it, and then the tree reversed and then wanted to go back the other way, so it pinched my blade. Well, my chainsaw was stuck and the tree fell on its own because it started to sway or whatever it was. It just had a breaking point and all that weight and went down on my chainsaw. So luckily, I mean, nobody was hurt, and I could see it was falling, and I, you know, obviously was not gonna risk my life for the chainsaw, but I'm pretty bummed about the chainsaw. So the damage that I can definitely see is got the cracking on the case here. And so I took this cover off. This cover was a little bit cracked on this side, but I essentially took it off because I wanted to see how much more damage was going on here. All I can see, so this is definitely broke. My main grab bar is definitely broke, and then the safety clutch that stops the blade is definitely broke. And then this is cracked, and this is shot. that is done for. So there will be no more cutting today, which is a bummer. But I'm hoping right now that I can just fix my chainsaw, because it's like a $500 saw, and so it'll suck if I have to get a new saw. So I'm hoping that I can just replace all these things to it. It's going to be expensive to fix, but if I can get it up and running, it'll be better than it not working ever again. So, oh man. And it's like the thing that I keep thinking about is at least no one was hurt. You know, you can do these things over and over again. I've cut down a lot of trees, but it's like, as soon as you get confident, then something like that happens, and you realize that, you know, you're messing with something that's that much weight, and you got this tiny, you know, chainsaw. Because at the end of the day, you're messing with a tree that's gonna fall where it wants to fall, and sometimes you just can't predict it. So we're done cutting firewood today. Do what?
You can ask for a picnic first and ask for another chainsaw.
Yeah, I could. Think Santa bring me a chainsaw?
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't been a very good boy.
Yeehaw. Doggy. I hope he can actually hold my weight. He probably can't. It's not like he will. Or she probably can't. I'm gonna try you.
You guys got out of cutting wood today, didn't you?
Yeah.